Welcome back to our Building a Website from Start to Finish series. This is part 6. We're going to start getting into the actual HTML and web development environment here. In the previous parts, we worked on in Photoshop to build the layout, which you can see here. What we're going to do first is we're going to take a look at Dreamweaver here, and we're going to set up a new site definition. You do not need to use Dreamweaver. I prefer it. I like that it's got some great autocomplete for your code, so you can kind of speed up that process, and I like that it's got a built-in FTP. A lot of professional web developers prefer to just use Notepad or Notepad++ and either the plugin FTPs for that or their own third-party FTPs. But really, in my opinion, do whatever you're comfortable with. And what we're going to do is we're going to use Adobe Dreamweaver. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look over here at our Files panel. If this isn't visible, you can come up here to your window and choose Files or F8. We're going to come up here, and yours probably doesn't have as many websites as mine. We're going to go down here to Manage Sites, and we're going to say New Site. And depending on whether you've done this before or what version of Dreamweaver you're using, this screen may look a little different, or you might actually have the basic site definition set up here. We're not going to use that. We're going to go ahead and use the advanced. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and name our website, and we're going to call this full site 001, which is the name of the tutorial. You can name this whatever you want. Generally, if I'm making an actual website for a client, I would make whatever the domain name is, .com, .net, whatever, as the site name. Next, you want to choose the directory that your website's going to be in. In the previous tutorial, we did set up a folder here, and this is our folder, full site 001. And inside here we have a folder for assets and images. Just a quick recap: assets is for your original documents that you won't be needing to upload to the server. They're generally a lot larger than anything you need to upload to the server. This would be like your Photoshop files and things like that. And then we have our images folder, which I think currently just has our little arrow PNG. But yeah, say select, and then we're going to come over here to remote info, and we're going to choose access FTP. Now this is all going to depend on what kind of server you have set up. Whether it's local or if you have a hosting plan with somebody like HostGator or technodes.com. I'm going to go ahead and use the server we've set up, or space on our server we've set up for this tutorial. The host generally would be the domain name. It could be your IP address, or really whatever your hosting company tells you to use as your host. The host directory, many times if you're actually making a website from the root, or that's going to show up when you type in whatever.com, you're going to end up putting in something like that, or some hosting companies have they have a folder like this, or just www. Either way, this is telling you where the root, or telling Dreamweaver where the root of your website's going to be. In this case, we set up an FTP account that automatically directs us to the correct folder on our account. So we put in our login name and then our password. And generally, it's a really good idea to go ahead and test your connection. You know, you never know if you made some typos or what have you. And we have connected successfully. Sometimes you might have some issues with connecting. Many times checking use passive FTP will solve the problem. I'm not really going to get into why or anything deeper than that, but that's a good thing to check. In this case, I did remember that we actually will need to put in the directory of this tutorial, and we'll test again, and we're good to go. Say OK. Now in Dreamweaver, this file panel, there's a couple different methods of viewing your files. In this tutorial, I'm going to use this single panel view. Generally though, if I was developing for a client or just in general, I would use this expanded view, which is a great view. It shows you the local files, which is the files on your computer, and the files that are on your server. So if I go ahead and choose connect here, you're going to see the root folder on the server. Right now I don't have anything in here except for this CGI bed folder, which many times your server is going to automatically toss that in there. But for this tutorial, I'm going to use the single panel view just so that we can see what's going on. Usually when I use this expanded view, I've got this open on my second monitor, but we're not going to use the second monitor for this tutorial. So if we want to see our remote view in the single panel view, we can come up here and switch to remote view.